since 1984, the Detroit Lions have a tie. Welcome into Lions Postgame Live, presented by Sling TV. I'm Patricia, and I am joined by Fox 2's Jen Hammond. Jen, what a crazy game today. You and I came down to the field in the fourth quarter prepared to talk about a totally different game than how it turned out.
With a lot of amazing performances by rookies in this defense, and certainly things did change there dramatically in the fourth quarter, Tori. It's really amazing because at one point in time the Lions had that 17-3 lead at the half, and then in the second half it was like the Arizona Cardinals, actually in the fourth quarter, the Arizona Cardinals were a completely different team. Kyler Murray found his rhythm. He got a lot more opportunities with the ball in his hands, and they started to convert third downs, they started to put points on the boards, and they really started to roll from there. So I would say, even though it is a tie for the Lions, it's much more of a victory for the Arizona Cardinals under Cliff Kingsbury in their first year of this air raid offense.
Well, it feels very disappointing for the Lions because they had such a strong showing in the first half. We were watching a team that was exciting to watch. The offense was rolling, the defense was making incredible stops. And then you get to that fourth quarter, the Cardinals had started to make a little bit of a comeback, but it didn't quite look like the game was going to turn out how it did. So it feels like the Lions kind of let one go today.
Yeah, they definitely did let one go, and they're going to be kicking themselves watching the film of this. One thing I will say, though, that surprised me a little bit, we knew that the defense was going to be really good. As a matter of fact, I thought that maybe they'd have a little drop-off with Jared Davis not in the middle there. They were phenomenal. Jelani Tavai, a sack. He showed himself. He acquitted himself well as a rookie. Bob Quinn looks like a genius with Hawkinson and Talani. We also saw some good carries and a little bit of, stuff to impress us for the future with Ty Johnson. The one thing, though, that did surprise me early on is the protection of the offensive line. I don't think they played their best, but give them credit. They came back out. They regrouped, and they certainly got it together, and they moved the ball well. Maybe didn't run the ball as well as they would have wanted to on a consistent basis, but Matthew Stafford found all sorts of targets and really showed what this offense can do, as you mentioned, with Hawkinson.
Well, there are some good things to talk about, and we will chat about those, but of course, a disappointing end to this game. A couple of costly turnovers early in the game that, come back to bite the Lions with the muffed punt that turns into a field goal.
Points.
Yeah, and that's, a difference in the game once you get into overtime and seeing how this game turns out. I mean, of course, you think you put the ball in Matthew Stafford's hands in the fourth quarter there, and we see magic from him so often, but we just weren't able to see that today or at the end of the game. It just looked like the offense started to stall after having a really hot start.
Yeah, the Cardinals, give them credit. I mean, they put a lot of pressure on Stafford early on, and the offensive line seemed to be a little confused. I know that Patricia went back and forth between Joe Dahl and Wiggins at left guard. Graham Glasgow was out for a little while, and then he had Dahl and Wiggins in. I mean, a lot of different looks we saw along the offensive line. All of that stuff, I assume, will get shored up. I think the most impressive thing is that we saw Frank Ragnow out there and that he was able to play coming off of that injury that so many people thought could really be catastrophic.
Certainly.
And hurt them for a significant point in time. But it was huge that he was out there today. I think a lot of the bright spots, though, obviously have to do with the targets that Matt Stafford has. With T.J. Hawkinson today going over 100 yards, I think it was
124, I think, the last I saw.
He is now the first tight end in NFL history to put up that many yards in his debut, and that is really, really impressive. And it speaks to not only his ability as a pass catcher, but in the red zone. He was a great target, went up and got that touchdown. I think also his blocking ability made a lot of plays happen. When you saw Stafford kind of under duress and in trouble, he was able to step up because Hawkinson really could lay a good block out there. So he's going to be an invaluable piece in this offense.
That's definitely the biggest bright spot from this game. Jelani Tavai, you talked about it earlier. He had a good game as well with the sack that he had. So it's good to see the rookies making some plays, especially in their debuts, having such a good game. But you get back to the final score of this game, 27-27. It goes as a tie on the Lions record. The first tie I've ever covered for the Lions.
This is my 26th season I've ever covered for the Lions, and I've never covered a tie yet. I was wondering about that before we went on the air here, and it's just crazy. I mean, I don't know how I feel about the NFL's overtime structure. I know that there are times that a lot of people complain that the first team that gets it
overall, we got to finish the game better.
It's
we got to coach it better at the end. We got to play it better at the end. We got to go out and try to find a way to win. So I think our guys played hard. They played tough. We understand that it's a mental game here. We got to be able to fulfill the entirety of it. I think they went out. We tried to execute. We tried to win, but it just wasn't good enough. Too many mistakes to overcome there, especially at the end. We can't have the turnovers, can't have penalties, And for us, we got to close out better, and it's got to start with me. We got to coach better from that aspect in order to finish. So, obviously, very disappointed. I think our guys played hard, though. I think they tried. It's a tough trip to come out to Arizona and play, but we got to find a way to win in the end. So, any questions?
On the McKissick play there, the timeout.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's a got-to-have-it situation. So first down is, critically important for us. The play clock was running down. Call it 0, call it 1, wherever it was in that situation. You'd rather be in 3rd and 5 than 3rd and 10 in that kind of got-to-have-it situation. So, we just got to go out and execute. Doesn't matter, at that point. Just it's a play where we got to go, finish no matter what happens. So that's where we were.
Did you call the timeout, or did Daryl?
Yeah, no, I'm calling the timeouts. We're looking at the play clock, trying to get that stuff down and get it figured out at that point. So, Stafford did a great job of getting it off, but, really, again, whether it was at 0 or 1, either way, the mechanics, the way that works with the officials, they're going to, the guy back there, he's standing at the play clock and he sees it. So, again, we'd rather be in 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 10 in that got-to-have-it situation. So, we just got to go out and execute the next play.
How about the defense in the fourth quarter? I mean, you guys seemed to dominate for the first three quarters, really held Kyler in check. He got off a little bit in that fourth quarter. What did you guys do differently defensively at that point?
I think, for us, we just got to stay focused all the way through. I got to coach it better just so we can finish off the game. Obviously, Larry Fitzgerald's a great player. I think he really kind of obviously took over there at the end, and we were trying to do a lot of different adjustments to get to him. But that's why he's a Hall of Fame guy. He's that type of player, and I think for us, just too many mistakes, bad execution, and bad coaching. So, we just got to be able to finish it off. Again, I think they played hard. They battled back. Obviously, had a couple bad series, but made some stops and didn't, give in or give up, certainly from that aspect of it. And those are some pressure situations to be in the red area and some of those deals where we were able to kind of hold them to field goals and not touchdowns. But in the end, it's not good enough. We've got to eliminate the big plays. We've got to eliminate those issues and the penalties and just go out and play better.
On a positive note, TJ, obviously with a big game there, just how encouraging is that for
Yeah.
a rookie to start off like that?
We'll look at it tomorrow and see what it looks like. But for us right now, it's about the team. It's about the team and trying to go out and win. And, right now, I think the locker room is disappointed. I think they fought hard. I think they tried to really go out and win the ball game. And as a coach, I got to do a better job of getting us ready to go so we can go win. So we got to go back to work. It's a long season. No one's really going to care about this as far as the Chargers. They don't really care. So we're going to have to go in, get a lot of stuff fixed here tomorrow, go through the corrections. We got a long travel back, and then we got to go back to work. So, that's the best thing we can do right now is just go back to work.
How do you make sure this does not carry over? It seemed like last year
Yeah.
some of those slow things compounded
Yeah.
on each other. How do you make sure
Yeah.
this doesn't happen?
Well, I think we understand, learned from last year from some of those situations, and we just got to go, like I said, just attack a new day. I think the locker room's got the right mindset. I think they understand that, each week it's going to be a battle. That's what they are. They're individual seasons, 1-week seasons, and we got to go out and, just get ready to go. But we've got a lot of work to do on this game, though, first. We've got to go in, we've got to get the corrections tomorrow, get it cleaned up, get it fixed, coach it better, and then get ready to go.
You said during the week it was going to be kind of wait and see just the workload that some of those guys up front could handle. Did that come into play at all with the rotations you were using?
Yeah, we were certainly trying to get different guys in there to make sure we knew it was going to be, a longer game. No one had been out there for a full game yet during the preseason, so we were trying to get as many guys as we could. Bless you. We were trying to get as many guys as we could out there to play. Be able to sustain all the way through. But it's obviously, it's a tough game.
From your perspective, what did you see that happened on the punt where they got that, deflected that ball on Sam?
Yeah. We got to just be a little bit stouter there on the edge. I think, we'll look at it. I'm not really sure, but, that's what it looked like to me. So got to just, we got to get it off. We got to snap it. We got to get it off. We got to protect.
A few more for Coach. You sort of addressed this, but just how bitter is this feeling? I mean, because again, you did have this game that seemed like in hand for the first 3 quarters.
Sure.
You have to play 16.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. I think I've done this long enough to know that no game is ever over until that clock, hits all the way down to 0. So I think for us during the game, it was never a situation where we felt we had the game at all. We knew that they're a very dangerous offense. They have dangerous players on that side of the ball, and they can score fast, and they have a really good defense. So, from all that, we just tried to stay focused and stay in it, and just try to do everything we could. Give them credit. They did a great job coaching and playing and finishing from that avenue. And certainly for us, it's going to hurt. It's supposed to hurt. We put a lot of work into this stuff every single week. We're out there, we're trying to win, and we're trying to do it the right way. So, we got to take that, bless you, we got to take that as motivation, and we got to just go back to work here, this week and get ready to go.
Can you pinpoint anything that went wrong up front on offense, had some penalties, had some protection issues? Is there anything you could see just live?
I think obviously they have some great players over there too, so give them credit, Suggs and Chandler Jones on the edge, and certainly the penalties, we can't have them, that's bad. But again, it's always going to come back to coaching, number one. We got to coach better, and then we got to go out and execute. So it's a team game at that point, and that's what we're trying to do here as we push forward. So,
Last question?
Pretty good? Okay. All right, everybody travel safe.
Welcome back to Lions Postgame Live, presented by Sling TV. You just heard from the head coach at the podium. Now let's hear from some players in the locker room. TJ Hawkinson had a good game today with his 6 catches for 131 yards. Here's what he had to say about the game.
Tough feeling, but we're going to come back and work real hard to fix the mistakes we had, and come back next week and look forward to that. So,
what in your mind limited the offense? Because at times it seemed like you had it going, at other times seems like it sputtered a little bit.
I think in these first games, we always talk about hurting ourselves, and we did that a few times, and I think that's what we need to come back and fix. And that's not just one person; that's the entire offense. That's an entire the entire team. So we're going to come back next week and try to fix it. So.
Is that frustrating when you look at it and some of that stuff is self-inflicted at times?
Things like that are always frustrating. But like I said, you got to give credit to Arizona. They played their balls off, and they came back and made it a game. So.
Within this, there were some good plays. On the long throw to Danny Amendola, you had a big-time block to help keep Matthew upright and able to throw that ball. What did you see on that play?
Yeah, on that particular play, he shot up, and I was on the backside of the run and had to come over. But Danny made a great play. Stafford made a great play, stepping up, giving me time to to make the block, and it's really, that's our quarterback. He, a lot of awareness by him, and just being able to see that. So.
I know it's not the way you wanted it to end, but you did set an NFL record for the most yards by a tight end rookie in his first game. Just thoughts on that?
Yeah, I guess it's cool. But on the same hand, it's it's tough because I'm a very I've said this before. I'm a very team-oriented person, and coming out, and we're just gonna come back this next week and come together.
You've heard from a few people about today's game. You're going to hear from Matthew Stafford coming up here in a minute. But before we get to that, we wanted to pay tribute to a legendary Lions fan. Donnie Stefanski, better known as Uberman, passed away this week, and he was a loved part of this Lions fan base. We wanted to honor him today.
Okay, my name's Donnie Stefanski, a.k.a. the Uberman. I live here in Gatesville, Michigan. My average game day is usually get up around 1 a.m. We try to be in Eastern Market by 7 a.m. I just always loved the Lions, my second family, basically. I took the entire family to my very first game with season tickets in '94. We all went. My first 15 to 20 years of games, my son was always with me. My daughter, my wife, it's in all of our tailgating crew. We're family anyway. This was our first victory at Lambeau Field in 25 years. As you can see, there was 2 happy campers there that day.
I got a picture of Donnie, we're hugging each other, and we didn't leave the stadium.
Couldn't be anything more thrilling than getting Super Bowl tickets on my 200th game. People come in here every day and they say, how are the Lions going to do this year? We'll win it all. This is our year.
Right. Yep, of course they have it.
is this one where a tie maybe feels like a loss with the lead that you guys had in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, tough one to swallow. Obviously, was in a good spot there for a little bit. Got to do a better job finishing the game out.
What about the timeout? You didn't look like you were happy with that third down play.
Yeah, I mean, it was. We got to do a better job getting lined up a little bit quicker, getting in and out of the huddle a little bit quicker. You know, to make sure that sidelines got confidence in us to get the play off in time.
Did it still have time with their 1 second when you snapped it from your perspective?
I thought we got it off, but you know, I understand the decision.
Matthew, you'd be in the first game, and I know you didn't get the win, but did you want to assess your play?
Up and down, good and bad. Obviously, let them take the ball off me one time, which isn't good. Made some big plays in the passing game. But, you know, we were getting into the right stuff in the run game, which was good. Just anytime you don't win, doesn't feel very good.
What about TJ? You know, obviously good performance from him. You guys seem to have built some chemistry through camp. Just for a rookie to come out and have that kind of day, obviously a good sign moving forward.
Yeah, he played well. I thought all our guys played pretty good on the outside. Obviously, plays we left out there, some chances late in the game to win it we didn't come up with. I got to do a better job. We all got to do a better job.
Any other questions?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Short and sweet.
Well, disappointed words from Matthew Stafford, Matt Patricia, and TJ Hawkinson after this 27-27 tie here in Arizona. Thank you guys so much for watching all post-game show long. We wanted to take a moment to thank our sponsors. They've got a little gift for you. If you visit sling.com/Lions, you will get 40% off your first month of Sling TV. Our show is wrapping up here in Arizona, so we will leave you with the highlights from today's game. Thanks for watching.
And in the end zone, Murray, and that pass may be intercepted. Let's see if it is by Tracy Walker, and it is. Play fake to Johnson. Stafford gets out of trouble, and he has an open receiver, Danny Amendola. Amendola with a juke, and he scores a touchdown for the Lions. For the Lions, who started the drive on the 5. Play action, and the open receiver is Hawkinson. Hawkinson into Cardinal territory and knocked out of bounds by DJ Swearinger. Stafford gets time, can do what he wants, goes underneath and walking in is Galladay for the touchdown. And Stafford still looking, and he lofts one, and it's caught for the touchdown. Has time. And the pass is going to be caught. And the kick by Prater is good. That's the final score. Lions 27, Cardinals 27.